Okay, good morning or afternoon, whenever you're viewing this presentation. So this presentation is part of the Geography Induction to A level. I'm assuming you're watching this because you've applied for the Geography course at A level in Samuel Whitford Sixth Form, or you're considering it. If you are considering it and haven't applied and want to change to Geography, then please do let the Sixth Form team know. This is Mr. Huckle speaking. I am head of Sixth Form. And I'm also leading the Geography A-level induction session. So I'm going to talk through the course with you a little bit, give you some points, some tips, and then point you in the right direction to some resources, and then set you some summer work. So let's begin. So the aim for this is to run through the course, first of all, most important, looking at the content, looking at the particular units, the expectations that we as geography teachers and also as a sixth form team have of you as an A-level student, set you the summer work, and find out more about what you'll be studying. I'm going to set you a task where you can start looking at some of the elements of the specification to delve into the different topic areas that you'll be studying. So let's start with the course content. We've broken this into two halves. Year 1, which is year 12, and year 2, providing you get that far, is year 13. So year 1, the paper 1 aspects is called dynamic landscapes, and there's two particular units that we will study in year 12: tectonic processes and hazards. Now, I don't want to tell you too much about the unit, but you will have studied tectonics before, and coastal landscapes. Again, you have probably touched upon that at GCSE as well. Now, I'm not going to delve into those two units too much because I'm going to give you the time to do that as part of this induction session. And then there's paper 2, dynamic places. Two main units, globalisation and diverse places. Very closely linked. We like to use the word synopticity or synoptic, and there's some very clear links between those two units. And year 2. Providing you pass year 1 at the end of year 12 in your internal progression exams, you can then progress on to year 2, where we'll look at the other elements of paper 1, physical systems and sustainability, looking at the water cycle and water insecurity, the carbon cycle and energy security. And then the other aspects of paper 2 is the development of connections, looking at superpowers, historic superpowers, current, future, and then a unit which incorporates migration, identity, and sovereignty. I teach paper 2. I love paper 2. My favourite units are globalisation, superpowers, but also I do love the migration unit. And because there's so much overlap between those different aspects of the papers, it really is interesting. So throughout each of those units of study, you will be developing, you'll be learning, you'll be practicing your geographical skills and field work. So at the end of year 2, at the end of year 13, all of those units studied, plus your fieldwork elements as well, will culminate in some form of assessment. So at the end of year 2, you will have one exam for paper 1, which is the physical paper. That is worth 30% of your final grade. You'll have a second exam for paper 2, the human exam, which is 30% as well. There is a paper 3. This is what we call the synoptic investigation. This is worth 20% of your final grade, and we don't know what it's going to be. It could be any elements of the paper 1 and paper 2 or a combination. You'll be given a resource booklet looking at different themes and players and attitudes, actions, conflicts it could be. And you'll be examined upon that issue, conflict, and whatever it is. And you'll have to bring in all of your geographical knowledge from the other two papers to answer those questions. And then there is also an independent investigation. Officially, it's called NEA, non-examined assessment. Coursework, basically. And that's worth 20% of your final grade. It is very much independent. We're allowed to guide you. We're allowed to assist you, but we're not allowed to tell you what to do, how to do it, and we're not allowed to mark it and give feedback either. So that's your own investigation on any aspect of the course, and it involves fieldwork, collecting primary data, gathering secondary data, and investigating a particular topic, issue, theme that you want to come to a conclusion on. So that's an outline of the assessment, the exam, basically, the exams, the coursework, all part of this course. So before you even get to that point, you've got to get into the sixth form. Now, as you'll know, I'm not going to recap this here. We'll do this in the other sessions. The sixth form have entry requirements. You've got to get a certain number of grade 5s to get into sixth form. Once you overcome that hurdle, you've got to look at your individual subjects. So for geography, our minimum entry requirements are as follows. You need an average point score of 5.1. That's across all of your GCSE courses. You must have at least a grade 5 in GCSE geography. If you haven't studied GCSE geography, you cannot do A-level geography. You need a grade 5 in GCSE English language or literature. And the reason being is because there is a lot of essays in geography. And then because of the higher element of maths, you must have a grade 5 at least in your GCSE maths. We can have a discussion with a grade 4, but very unlikely to be accepted onto the course without a grade 5 in maths. Because these new reformed A-levels, in particular geography, contain a lot of maths, a lot of statistics, a lot of extended writing essays, that is why we have those requirements. And you must meet those minimum requirements to get onto the geography course. So some general expectations for studying geography. Every A-level teacher would tell you this. A-level geography is hard work. You will not cope with this course or any other A-level course if you do not work hard. You will not get beyond year 12. In order to achieve the best possible grade, to achieve your targets or exceed those targets, you'll need to have the following: good attendance, at least 95%. Anything below that, your grades will start to drop. Punctuality, getting to lessons on time, making sure you're there on time, fully equipped. In every lesson, in every task, you must be focused. We need you to have a determination to succeed. You shouldn't be taking geography or any other A-level course at all if you don't have an ambition to succeed. If you're not determined and you don't really want to be there, then don't be there. Don't apply. You need a positive mental attitude. Positivity is key. Now, we'll be setting you in geography lots of prep time work, lots of independent work, because you have to do that as part of every A-level course. So we want you to make the most of that prep time work in your free and study periods. We need you to read around the subject. So we have a Twitter page, and we use a lot of TED Talks in the news articles and documentaries. We need you to have 2 lever arch folders. I will come back to that point later. And in return, what are you going to get from us? We have 2 or 3 years of excellent results in A-level geography, some of the best in the sixth form. You'll get a supportive department. We will support you in any task, any venture that you want to undertake within our department. We are a dedicated team. We love geography, simple as. We are hard-working teachers in this department. We will give our all to assist you. And we will have up-to-date, relevant, and usable resources. And that's vital, especially for a course such as geography, which is very up-to-date. So a quick word on fieldwork here, because fieldwork, there's a compulsory element of fieldwork within the course. And that compulsory element of fieldwork will go towards your non-examined assessment coursework. It is compulsory. We have to take you away for 4 days of fieldwork somewhere over the 2 years of the course, providing COVID-19 is over. So we usually take you on a residential fieldwork trip in Wales for 5 days. We go to Pembrokeshire in South Wales, and more on that later. It provides you with ideas to develop your own investigation of your coursework. As I say, we can't tell you what to do. You have to come up with the ideas and we can guide you. There is a cost associated with the field trip. As I say, it's a compulsory field trip. And it has a cost of £350 to £400. We will also try and get you onto some local field work. Go to the local area, look at local towns, local cities, local villages as part of the units. And then there is a potential, depends on the level of demand, for a geography enrichment field trip at the end of year 12. In the past, we've gone to places such as Iceland, Morocco, Italy. So who knows what the offer will be this year. Right, the dreaded summer homework. And dividing this into two parts. For the physical units, first of all, this is your summer homework. And this does involve research. It does involve making notes. This does not mean copy and pasting from the internet, because that will be totally obvious. And we will expect to see these notes in the first couple of lessons back in September. So topic 1 is on tectonics. That's what you'll be beginning with in the physical side of the course. And what we want you to do is produce some detailed notes and diagrams on the following aspects. So a bit on the Earth's structure. Secondly, the theory behind continental drift. Now, this will be very new to you. You'll know about continental drift from GCSE, but you would not have looked at things such as Wegener's theory, the different evidences for continental drift, the biological, the climatological, the geological, the paleomagnetism. Thrilling stuff. And point 3 is plate tectonics. Much more complex now you get to A level than GCSE. So we want you to look at the constructive, which is divergent. We want you to look at the destructive, convergent. We want you to look at subduction, destructive, collision, conservative. And you can see there's some new names thrown in there. So that's your summer work for the physical units. Time to up your game then. Start to use the A-level terminology within your notes. As you're going through making those notes, start a key terms list with definitions. Put them into your own words. Don't just copy. And be prepared to use those in September. And then the summer homework for the human units. Looking at topic 1, we're thinking of starting with globalisation in September. So topic 1 is globalisation. Produce detailed notes on the following. What is globalisation? What are the causes of it? How does free trade increase globalisation? What is the International Monetary Fund? What is the World Bank? And what is the World Trade Organization? Now, they sound really simple questions, and there's less of them than the physical, but these are very complex areas. Once you start to delve into the IMF, then you will soon start to realize that there's a lot about the IMF. So, again, up your game. Use your A-level terminology. Start your key terms list. Put your work into your own words. Be prepared to use it from September. Because, as I say, we will be using these in the first couple of lessons in September. So, I keep banging on about this. September, we will expect to see those notes. We need to see them, because if you haven't done them, then it's telling us you're not ready for the course. What else must you get sorted for September? So here's a list of things for you to start to get sorted over summer. You're going to need 2 lever arch files, and they're the big files because there's a lot of work. One for paper 1, which is the physical stuff, and the other for paper 2, which is the human. Organisation is vital for any A-level course, and I'll be saying that in September to all of you as part of the 6th form. You're going to need dividers for your folders. Get lots of them. You'll need to divide your folders into sections for units of study. You're going to need lots of lined paper pads. You won't have exercise books, so get those sorted. I would say that you need to purchase the core textbooks for year 1. Maybe leave that until you've got your GCSE results, until you know you've met the entry requirements. Purchase these once you have that place on the course. So the 2 textbooks which we use are this one, You can see there it's got ice on the front of there. It says Geography Year 1. It's EdXL A-level geography that we study. And also this one is very good. Again, Geography for EdXL. This is A-level Year 1. Don't go worry about buying anything for Year 2. We'll come to that towards the end of Year 12. So, some optional summer homework for you. Highly recommended if you really want to do well in geography. Have a look at some of the massive open online courses. Now, you may have already done this because I sent out a lot of information to Samuel Whitbread Year 11s and also to any external applicants outlining some of the massive open online courses. These are an opportunity for you to start exploring the world of geography in your own time. And the organisation that runs these is called Future Learn. Universities offer them, universities deliver them through Future Learn. So have a look at some of these. The first one is all about nature and environment courses, so good for your physical geography. And the second link is all about politics and the modern world courses, so looking at more of the human aspects. They're free, you don't get charged, do them in your own time, dip in and out of them. And also, if you do these, towards the end of Year 12, you'll start looking at applications to university, apprenticeships, jobs. If you've completed these with some very good universities, that's going to look very good for you. So what will you learn? Just a summary. There's 8 main topics, units. Now, what I've provided for you on the website in the geography section are some resources alongside this PowerPoint. These resources include some of the areas of the Year 12 A-level geography spec, Year 1. Top of my head, there's diverse places, globalisation, tectonic hazards, and coastal landscapes. So I want you to spend a little bit of time reading through these, and I want you to try and summarise each unit, so for example, globalisation, into a short paragraph, and bring those to the first couple of lessons in September and be ready to share. So that is Geography A-level. There's lots as part of this induction session. There's also a handbook, which is uploaded onto the website for you as well, alongside this presentation. And there's also a Where Can Geography Take You document for you to have a look at. So from this point onwards, lots for you to be getting on with over the summer holidays in prep for September. Got a long to-do list there for you. If you have any questions in the meantime, give us a shout. So either email me, Mr. Huckle, lhuckle@bestacademies.org.uk, or contact the head of department, Mr. Hatchell, which is J. Hatchell. Also, Mr. Rowell, T. Rowell, or Mr. Sahai, N. Sahai, all with at bestacademies.org.uk. Ping us an email, any questions you've got. We are very happy to help. So that's it from me. Good luck. Enjoy your summer. Lots of work to be doing for the geography course if you've applied to do so. And good luck.